Greetings, loves. Welcome to another edition of Soul Search. Go ahead and click that like, share this video out, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and make sure your notifications are on so you'll be notified next time I drop a video. Oh boy, Tiffany, this woman here, I just don't know. I don't know what she's made of, but it is sure something. So, I know you guys were saying that her lawyer quit. I never got any details on when or why, or anything like that. It seems pretty interesting that the lawyer quit now. The heat is on with the feds. I believe they said that the feds came through again. I have to look at that. I haven't, caught up on that team, but let's check out some things concerning Tiffany and her lawyer quitting. So first, we're going to take a little quick dive over to her podcast, because she was bragging about this podcast, and she said you can follow her around and she's going to bring the receipts and all that kind of stuff. And I never got over to looking at it, but then I heard her say, oh, y'all got to shut down, but that's okay. And I was wondering, how can they get her podcast shut down? Like, if anybody have any answers to that, I would love to know. How are y'all able to get her podcast shut down? She don't have a right to podcast? Or did you find some legal jargon from her being the supervisor, the mayor, and talking about gossipy township business? I don't know. However, I did go over to her Spotify, and she still has some stuff up. So she has I guess this is an introduction. It's only 13 seconds. So let's see what's going on here.
Guess what? It's about to go down. If you want the truth, tune in. Because I got the tea. With the receipt. Go tell that.
Okay, so I guess that's her little commercial. For entertainment purposes, this could draw people in, but as a town supervisor and a mayor, wow. Okay, so here's another one, 29 seconds, and as I'm reading it, it says, I got that tea. See what happens when you come for me. I keep them receipts, blah, blah, blah. I'm not clicking it. We just gonna press play. Oh.
And then turn around and say, oh, it's her, it's not me. Stop it. Stop it, sir. Larry the liar, stop it. You caught. Poof, be gone. You caught. Stop. Now, what you got going on up in here? What is this? I don't know, like a little boom boom room. What is this?
Okay. So this is another commercial. Again, for anybody who may not know, this is Tiffany Henyard. And this was a podcast that she was doing. Okay, looks like she had somebody on the audio team and the visual team doing a pretty good job. It's called Tiffany Henyard on the Move podcast, and that is the with THA. All right. Yeah. So another little commercial. How many commercials do she need? Let's get into it. Oh, here's another teaser. It is called Poof Be Gone. I got that tea. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, we just played. Oh, good. All right, here's another one. Poof Be Gone. I believe it's the same thing. Hey. All right, shorts number 1. So we getting beat up on our day off? What? It's a slot cafe or nightclub. See what happens when business owners get caught. Oh, wow.
Impossible. It don't make sense. It don't sound real that a off-duty security guard gets beat up and get their gun taken.
imagine she really happy though. I miss the old Tiffany.
I liked her better with curls.
She got another
She
exclusive.
thinks she all that.
Sound like the typical Tiffany.
Another exclusive?
Uh-huh.
Typical Tiffany.
Oh my God, really? She did that?
What? I saw it on
the internet, so it must be true.
Really?
Y'all ready for this?
I heard she started a podcast.
How many commercials do you need? Why don't you just get into it? Okay. True Speaks video. Okay, so I think this is the one I watch. Yeah, because there's nothing left. She has like video and audio of pretty much everything. So this is the only thing that is up. I don't know if she had any more episodes after this. But again, if y'all know how it got stopped, let me know. Here we go. I would love to speed this up.
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henyard, the people's mayor. So, I heard you guys were looking for me. Well, here I am, right here in the flesh. So today, I'm going to answer questions like, my friend, why you asking all them questions? So, I'm going to answer questions that you may have, and I'm going to make sure I point out facts versus fiction. Because that's a lot of...
Okay, who made the Letterman shirt, though? And what's the B stand for? No, y'all, cut it out.
Negative narratives out there in the news. And today I'm going to show you how and why fake news truly do exist. I'm going to show you how the news tell you what they want you to know and not tell you what you need to know so you can have a better judgment of what you're looking at. So the first 4 episodes or so, we will talk about the mess because I'm going to lay it to rest. And then when we're done with that, we're going to bring you and talk to you about all the great things I've done within my 3 years of being a super mayor.
Okay, let me address this first. Okay, when she say the mess, based upon the clip that she showed, I would assume she's talking about that type of mess and she's not talking about the mess as far as the things she's been accused of. Because that's the only mess that people are really concerned about. So unless the mess that you're delivering directly answers questions that have been long answered and repeatedly asked. Did I say answered? Asked. And you haven't answered them yet, even went on Roland Martin and didn't answer one question. This is pointless. So then she says she's going to talk about the good things she's done. Okay, this is a problem because Tiffany keeps saying this. Nobody wants to focus on the good things you've done. From what I know about politics, especially local politics, the good things that are done in a corrupt system, which most of them are just diversions. Okay, it's just like putting icing on a badly baked cake, you know? It's to pacify and to hoodwink everybody. Oh, my mayor is so great. She's doing all these parties and fundraisers. She won't let us in that skate ring, but look at this Easter party. Look at this food drive. Look at this bingo. All this, that, right? And by the way, Tiffany, you guys have like YouTube pages and Facebook pages. So everything she does gets posted. So the public already knows that. They already see that stuff. In fact, she's always got some, drama going on. So people are going to stop by those pages to see what's posted. And when they go there, they see you pretty much promoting yourself and all your good deeds. So none of that stuff is a secret, but it's no way possible for all of these things to outshine all of these allegations made against you. Hey, listen, she made the word up. Okay, so in this situation, we're going to use allegations. Okay, but they cannot overshadow that. You can't compare them either, in which you shouldn't, because typically those things are supposed to go on. They typically do go on, activities for the community. in every community. So that's standard of you doing your job. And it's minimal also. It may seem like a lot to unsuspecting residents, but it is actually minimal. And it is so many swindling ways to fund these things. People would be truly surprised. Probably not in her case, but in general, yes, people would be surprised. Because, I mean, it's not like the taxpayers aren't paying for it in the first place. And secondly, donations, things like that. So, I mean, you just doing your job. So when someone is accusing you, or a lot of people are accusing you of some very serious things, you actually think that people should focus on the good things you're doing instead of addressing these things and getting down to the bottom of them? But she's the mayor and she is the supervisor. And this is her logic. Wow. Okay. So this episode is going to be a hot ghetto mess. And it's going to be trash. And per usual, she's not going to have one receipt. Now, with that being said, right, I would like to ask, why did y'all shut her down? If that's true. Just because she said it, it doesn't mean it's true. Her lawyer could have advised her to stop. This could have been, I mean, as far as morally, to me it looks bad. But I don't know about the logistics of it, like the legalities of it. Her lawyer could have advised her that this is not a good idea and it would cause more problems for her, and she stopped. I mean, because I don't see how citizens can get platforms to agree to stop you from posting, but yet you get to keep up episodes.
Came up with Super Mayor because, as you can see, I am a mayor. I'm the mayor of Dolton. And then also I am the supervisor of Thorton Township. So it's just an abbreviation of both titles, which is super for supervisor and then mayor put together. And that's why they say Super Mayor. And that's how I end up coming up with the coin Super Mayor. And a lot of people hate on me about it. It's my self-proclaimed. What do you mean? I got 2 titles, hater. Stop letting people hate on you. And as Cat Williams said, man, how y'all letting the losers tell a story? You can't tell my story. I wrote it. You can't tell what I've done. Let me tell my own story. That part. So stop listening to losers, because you got to go talk to winners so you know how to win. You don't want to talk to a loser because a loser can't tell you how to win. Remember, all we do is win no matter what. 25-0, baby. 25-0 on my lawsuits too. That part. And now they hate. Now they big me. Ask them, did they win one? Did you win?
And we will talk about that, right?
What? Did you scratch it? Did you do anything? You didn't win nothing. Stop. But yet y'all talking. Everybody in their 24 hours worth of fame to talk mess, be negative. Like, that's not.
Yeah, I'm going to go with her attorney told her not to do not one more episode. In fact, they probably told her, if you do another episode, we're going to drop you. Because at some point, you have to listen to your attorneys. They're going to advise you when you're doing something wrong and you got lawsuits against you. And if you keep not listening to your attorney, they're not going to be with you. I don't see an attorney approving this. I don't. She doing all this rambling and talking junk like she in an online beef with people, which she clearly is. But, I mean, she's the lawyer and she is the supervisor.
I am not a negative person. I can't stand negative energy.
Mayor, whatever. Y'all know what she is.
And I only sit in rooms and at tables with people that's just like me as relates to uplifting community, uplifting women. This history, Women History Month. Why aren't we uplifting one another? Y'all stay trying to tear me down, but God ain't gonna let you. So I just want you guys to know that God put you where he wants you. At the end of the day, I have been chosen and I'm ready to walk in my purpose. And that's why you see me today going against the nonsense that.
She sounded like Keith. I don't know if you guys saw the interview that he did. I mean, I could play it in another episode in its entirety if you want. But yeah, he did a video talking about being called to go and sit where he is now. And he didn't want to go at first, but, God told him and he didn't want to disobey God. Some mumbo jumbo like that is real disturbing, given everything that's going on right now.
you see on the news. Because as Malcolm X said, the news is the most powerful outlet to basically make a guilty person look innocent and an innocent person look guilty. And that's why I'm here today, to fight back, to show you that you don't never, ever give up. Because your narrative, your vision is yours and yours alone. So now I'm here to walk in my truth. And that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, so today, the first person we're going to discuss is the U-Haul, Mr. Larry. So Mr. Larry, he claims, alleged, right? Let me use the right words, alleged, that he owns a U-Haul place in our village off of 142. Those that live in our community right off of 142 is right across from 142nd and Dante, to be exact. It's an expressway. Everybody get off that E-way doing about 90 miles an hour. And he said he got a candy store, right? Come on, really, look at my face. Candy store, right there, off the E-way. So the kid gonna cross the street and run over? No, they don't do that. So I just want to point these things out, show you what really, truly do exist, because the world's watching, but y'all don't live in our community to really know what's really going on in our own backyard. So I'm gonna show you what their version was, and I'm gonna show you the body cam of what's really going on in my town, because we got a lot of underground clubs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Get the little QR code, get in the back door, and y'all.
Okay, she's showing body cams. I'm not sure what kind of paperwork needs to go through for that to be possible, but I will say a lot of towns, or if you guys don't know, are doing this thing now to where they have YouTube channels and they kind of made their own rendition of cops. They show body cam footage, and a lot of times you'll see celebrities on there. You know, T.I. was put up, a couple of times with his run-ins and stuff like that. Yep. So this doesn't seem to be that different, except for I'm pretty sure these other channels, they're branded for whatever county or city that they're in. So I know that they went through all the legal tape to make sure that, they can release that footage to the public like that. Do you think, Tiffany? Okay.
Open at 2 a.m. in the morning. Why they do that at 2 a.m. to 5, 6, 7 in the morning? That's what's going on in my community. So I just want you guys to know what we are about to do, or what we're about to show you, and now you will see Truth Speaks. Here we go. Watch the video. And this is the news portion, so I'm going to let it play. I want you to listen, and then we will go into the true body cam of what really happened that night and what's going on while you're asleep. While you're asleep, remember, Mayor Henyard's always working. So this is the things we catch at night, but the news didn't show you none of this. Why is that? Let's go.
Gardner says he's also considering a lawsuit alleging
all right,
the
so
village
this is Mr. Larry.
shut down his candy store.
Yeah, the candy store, right?
And
we're going to watch what the news told.
There's no freight. I just have a couple of friends that don't have anywhere to put their belongings, so I put the stuff in here to collect a couple of dollars to pay the rent.
That clip was from the news. So let me show you what Mr. Larry been up to. Let me show you what we've been watching. So pay attention, because it's a whole sitcom. I kid you not, for about 45 minutes. But we about to show you what we've been dealing with every other night, every weekend, when we find out that they're having these underground nightclubs in our backyard. You're going to be amazed at what goes on in here. And I'm going to talk to you as it is rolling. Play the tape.
You the owner of the establishment? Okay.
So, this is
How we doing, John?
Larry DeLiars.
Hey, who's the owner?
U-Haul place.
You? Okay. We would
And you
have
have one of our
any type of
officers
event or party
here
scheduled for tonight, would we?
at his location.
Private club?
And they're asking him about
Are you
his
licensed to operate a private club?
business license.
Just do it for my friends.
For it for your friends. Okay. What we got going on back there?
They just having a party.
Okay, you mind if I take a look?
Sure.
All right.
So he told him he could take a look. Now he said candy store. Did y'all see any candy anywhere? I did. Unless you 50 Cent in the candy shop. I don't know. What is this? But it looks like a nightclub, guys. What does that look like to you? Y'all tell me. I don't know.
Wow.
You tell me what that look like. That look like a nightclub. It's about to go down. Boy, look at that. Oh, only in Dolton, right?
Mr. Larry.
Hey, man. Okay. But, okay, let me say this. Before we go any further, I think everybody knows now Tiffany is not qualified for these positions. Okay? I mean, this doesn't look good, but, you know, this is pretty typical of any town. You know, that's why you have authorities. People in different positions, law enforcement, laws, codes, ordinances, because people break the law. People try to slide by. So her showing this, she can show every crime that's ever happened since she's been in office. And it doesn't balance, weigh out, or have anything to do with her allegations. Absolutely nothing. It's so weird that she thinks this is a tit for tat, like, because y'all telling on her, she gonna tell on you. And the stuff that she's showing is saying, okay, they're not good guys. They're not, and that's cool. But I mean, we not gonna be surprised, really, because what town doesn't have rule breakers and crime? That goes with the job. That's why you have rules on how to deal with it. How does showing this deal with? I don't know. Maybe let's
So we're gonna have to.
So the officer comes back up.
You're not licensed
talks to him.
operate that type of event.
That he does not have a business license, nor do he have a liquor license
Excuse me, we can
to
hear.
operate that in our community.
We can hear.
But again, the news didn't tell you that. They talked about a candy store. Stop! Candy store on 142. Anybody that live over there on 142?
So I see where she going with this. Because I think I remember this guy being in one of the meetings that day when Chief Lacey had his paperwork, and he addressed some of the people who were complaining about their businesses, and he read off some paperwork, and he was saying, well, this is the reason why, blah, 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 and you, blah, 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 and this is what we did, and we gave you this time, or whatever, this and that. And one of them, he was like, you had a hearing or something, and you didn't show up, and everything he was reading kind of sounded legit. And again, I'm not sure where everybody was at in the process of the meeting as far as could they respond back to him after he said that, but I do know nobody said anything after he read off his papers and, was saying that, hey, it's legitimate as far as why we shut you down. And again, I do believe this guy was a person that was in there, and he actually addressed Chief Lacey about his business. So with all that being said, basically what it seems like Tiffany is trying to prove here is that the news is reporting, hey, she's shutting down businesses, but the news isn't telling the entire story, which they probably didn't know because they probably didn't investigate. They probably just took the person's word for it, which they shouldn't do, but whatever. And, they're not reporting that, hey, this is why their business got shut down, because from what I can see, this isn't legitimate, right? Even when he says he's storing some stuff for his friends and he collecting money, I would have said, if I was doing it and trying to not get in trouble for it, I would have said, hey, I let my friends put their stuff here. I wouldn't have said I charge them, because now you're running a storage business. Or was that, or what he originally registered for that? Because she's saying candy shop, but this is supposed to be a U-Haul place. I don't know. I'm all confused at this point.
2 in Dante. 142 in Dante. It's an expressway. When people exit, they doing about 70 to 90 miles an hour off the E-way. Literally. You're not going to let your kid go off the street to go to that spot for a candy store. It's just not going to do it. No, not going to do it. Not going to do it. We not going to do it. But this is what's in my backyard, guys. This is the things that you see me.
That place is huge.
Fighting against. So here we go. We're going to go to Perks.
As big as it is, you think he's supposed to run candy? He's not going to be able to sell that much candy. It would make, that's a good idea to have a club there. It's huge. He could have done it legitimately. And I'm pretty sure that would have cost a lot with licenses, liquor license, blah, 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 insurance and stuff like that. But, he could have figured it out. But, the building is huge.
Dude, that's part 1. That's part 1. Told you, get your popcorn, get your cover. I know it's raining outside, but stay with me. Here we go. This part 2. Now, it's another night.
she a little too excited for me. Because again, even with that, with what I just explained, as far as why it seemed like she's showing this, okay. So, okay, cool. You're covering one business that you shut down. So now, hopefully, she got this type of proof for all the businesses to show that they haven't been shut down without just cause. And it went through the proper channels in doing so, right? Okay, that will take care of that. But you still got a long way to go.
We get a call about club activity in our village. Once again, you just saw part one. He don't have no business license. He don't have no liquor license. All illegal, right? So he's operating an illegal underground nightclub in our town, which he have been doing for several months, let alone years. He's been told several times, but he continually does it. So officers got called to the scene, as you can see. And as you can see, as they're at the scene, Larry the liar, he's right here. What?
I mean, but you're a liar too, Tiffany. I mean, come on, y'all. If you're the authorities and the citizens see you ain't following the rules and you ain't answering to nobody, and no matter how many times they come in there and ask you questions, we see it on camera, you don't give them nothing they asking for, they gonna feel like they can do it too. I mean, this is a no-brainer. You gonna have to be the example that you want them, like you want them to be on a straight and narrow, and you and your well, I mean, allegedly. That is how.
Look at that, zoom in. So look at that. What is that? Is that a gun? Oh, what you need a gun at a candy store for? I'm just saying. Choir and Mavs want to know. I'm just saying. What you need a gun at a candy store?
That don't make no sense.
So as you go walk through, you see all these vehicles. Again, remember?
I need
you
a
saw the
gun
news. What the news
anywhere
tell y'all
I
it
go.
was? Shut down. You gotta go. They told you it's a candy store / truck stop. I don't see not one truck. Show me where a truck at. Highway. Truck. Where you at? Truck. Would you look at this? Cars for days.
Okay.
Cars. It's like a whole party going on, right? Whole nightclub.
That would have been a good idea.
I wonder what the interest fee was. And remind you, if you don't live in our town, this is like in the cut. Like you won't even notice it. It's so hidden.
Hey man, I don't know if y'all have a truck stop in that town, but as a truck driver, I mean, we need truck stops. Okay, you know, that would be a good idea. Whoever get this building, because it looks spacious. You know, and if you got somewhere for them to sleep, like you can make little hotel rooms. I mean, just think about it. Think about what a truck driver would need to stay the night, do they 34, whatever, and have your little store in there or something. Hey, man.
This location. But when you got so much activity going on, or when the police is called, that's how we find out about a lot of things that goes on at night while y'all sleep. He opened these clubs up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and be there till 7 a.m. I'm like, what they do that at?
Her time keep changing.
Little did I know in Dolton. But this what we fighting against. Look, girl twerking. She got a bottle. Now look at this. You finna enter this club scene. You see as we enter, look at all them people. But remember, again, candy store. This is a full-blown nightclub. But look at this.
You get on my nerves.
You got people for days, you got chairs, you got stages, you got the DJ on the ones and twos. Look at this.
And she wish she was there. You can tell. She
But
excited.
this is what I try not to do. Is put people's stuff on blast. But today is the day. Because you keep trying to throw me under the bus and say, it's the mayor, it's the mayor. No, it's not the mayor. It's you, sir. You are having illegal clubs in our community with no business license, with no liquor license. You even got illegal gambling machines. Come on, man. People, look. She say, look. We ain't got beans, greens, potatoes. We got a whole nightclub. Look at this.
Tiffany, we see it. Can you calm down? I mean, she is like a kid. We see it. She act like this just bust the whole thing out the water.
Like a young crowd too, boy. Just want to get it in. But This is what we've been dealing with, guys. These are the parts that is really, really sad that the news don't show you.
Man, look at all the machines. Hey, man, come on.
Because they have to paint a picture of the mayor's bag. And this is what I mean when I talk about the news.
Man, I'm not going to act like it wouldn't have cost a lot of money to have all this running legitimately, but I mean, a business grant or, you know, some kind of business funding or partnership, it just, man.
Trying to defame my name. But again, if you live here, you understand. If you live here, you know what community has been complaining about. You know what
pool tape. Listen, man, I had a couple clubs, so it's that people like to party. If you got a small town in Dolton and you don't got no spot like this, and all you gotta do is get legit. Tiffany them gonna be gone. They gonna be gone. Figure it out, man. Figure it out. How to get your funding up for this.
Community do not want. But people always go about it the wrong way. And then turn around and say, oh, it's her, it's not me. Stop it. Stop it, sir. Larry the liar, stop it. You caught, poop, be gone. You caught. Stop. I don't know what you got going on up in here. What is this? I don't know, like a little boom boom room. What is this? What do you got going on, sir? But this is not acceptable. Just not. I ain't even know you had all this going on in the back.
And your stuff ain't acceptable. That's what they trying to tell you. I mean, this is not the actions of someone who is a responsible person of power. You gonna turn around and then point the finger and be like, but look at what you doing. I mean, they saying to themselves, look at what you doing.
Yep. So, as you can see, residents, I wanted to show you footage of what happens when the lights go off.
Girl, everybody and their mama knew about that place. Y'all did too. You ain't start cracking down on them until, I don't know what made him do it, but apparently he been talking about, why you shut my business down? That tells me y'all been having some mess going on over there for a long time. If this guy has the nerve to come up in there and try to put y'all on blast talking about, yeah, you shut my business down. I wish I had the clip ready because I remember him now sitting in
a.m. to 7 a.m. in your own backyard. And the minute something happen, then y'all like,
and they got balloons. Is that where they take the pictures? Listen, this dude is not playing. Tiffany, why y'all ain't set him down and just be like, look, in order to run this legitimately, these are the things you're going to have to do. I mean, it's not going to kill you to tell him that. He clearly keep doing it. And all them people there, so they want a party. He got the customers. I mean, it's a club. Every town going to want a club. It's really no getting around that. They're going to want that. So why not try to educate him on how to make it legit? And then also educate him on how to get some funding, how to at least look for funding. Y'all know how to do funding, don't you? But instead, you want to play tit for tat and bust them and all that. This is not helping none of them. In fact, you might as well not even show no more after this because you supposed to be helping your residents thrive. If they're uneducated, which clearly you are, but if they don't understand how to get their business in order, why don't you just help them? Give them some tips. Offer a entry-level business class at the library or something. I mean, at the end of the day, it's helping your town.
Well, why they got a club? What's going on? That's what we saying. Look, they had to get their picture board. They're like, no, I want my picture. I'm not going nowhere till I get my picture. This is what happens. But today, truth speaks. And I told you, if you want the tea, get it from me. I got the facts. With the receipts. That part. Y'all weren't ready for that, was you? Nope. Y'all thought I didn't have no receipts. I always keep receipts. People can say whatever they want, but I keep them receipts, though. On ice.
Man, she annoying. I mean, y'all can count this if you want to, but honestly, to me, this isn't receipts RT. It's just not. At the end of the day, like I already said, this just showed me that she ain't trying to be no good mayor. She don't want her city to thrive. If he got this big old place, and clearly he got everything in here that his patrons want. Okay? This ain't no little rinky-dink hole in the wall. To be honest with you, he got all these gambling machines, pool tables. They got tables where they can sit. Probably a kitchen in the back, They got the balloons and everything for the little area where they can take pictures. No lights, though. They got to get good lighting for the pictures. But, this place has a lot of potential. I just don't. It's not even for her to be gloating about it. It's ridiculous. This don't look bad on them as much as it looks bad on you, too.
So, here go the gaming. Now, look at this, guys. I don't know if you know how gaming work or how villages make their money. They make money per machine. If you don't know about that, it's another tax that most municipalities and cities do. And you have to be registered so that county, state, people get their money, right? Illegal game machines. Did you see how many yet? Did you see that? News, what yet?
Oh, okay. So that's information. Okay, good. So now that we're saying this, Tiffany is really telling on herself. Didn't she already say that they have told this guy more than one time to shut it down, and this is supposed to be a different day from the original footage that we saw? So that means she said months, even years. So she knew all this, but the machines are still there. I think they've been turning an eye. I'm just going to leave it at that. I think they've been letting him run. They didn't confiscate nothing. They didn't report it. If this is true about the gambling machines, okay, that means this is connected to federal, right? So, or the state. So she's obligated to report that the machines are there illegally and confiscate them and turn them in, right?
No. Y'all didn't report that. But again, these are the things that I deal with as a mayor in Dolton. As you can see.
Look at his face. I believe this is him when he was sitting in a meeting too. They cut him out and put.
Just saw truth versus.
It looked like they had him on a little episode and he was giving his little testimonial. Oh gosh.
And I think truth has spoke. You saw it with your own two eyes, and I just want you to know I'm gonna keep on pushing for a better community, a vibrant, family-oriented community. That's what I represent. I grew here, y'all flew here. I need you guys to help fix and build our community for family. Not for nightclubs, underground parties, super meetings, none of that. Family. That's what I represent. I love you. So, we just got done with business number 1. Now we on to business number 2. Rinky's. Rinky is a bar cafe in our village, which has turned into a nightclub. And I want people to see
music is too loud and it's annoying.
The facts versus fiction. And today you will see the receipts with your own two eyes. We're going to go through actual police reports, and we're going to talk about why residents are fed up with the bar in our community and how it has become a public nuisance. Play the tape.
Did the dude just hit the girl? Right there in front of the cop too? Why it's not rewinding? Oh, it is. Oh, my bad. Not a gambling commercial.
$1,000 playing Ruby 7. Win up to $300,000 playing VIP Gold. Win up to $300,000 playing Monopoly.
Well, that was fun. How about a hug?
Come play in our world. Win up to $400,000 playing over 50 games on all your devices. 50 games from the Georgia Lottery.
Get out of here.
Criminals are typically
Another
path
one?
of least resistance people, and so they're going to go where the money.
So the dude reached over and hit her, and then the security pepper sprayed her. Is that what I just saw?
Let's go.
So this is... you and your cops be letting a lot of stuff happen. Because we are watching this from a body cam. Okay? We watching this from a body... Tiffany, you are not that bright. You just not that bright. He ain't doing nothing about that. That girl didn't touch him. She threw her wig off. Wow.
Let's go.
So the cop just standing there, watching, getting everything on tape. Looked like she reached out, but I didn't see her connect with nobody. And he just mushed her, pushed her, whatever, shoved her. And then the security guard pepper sprayed her. She ran and then threw her wig down.
So I'm going to read a couple incidents that happened in our community where police was called, and when we arrived, there were several fights. On January 7th of 2023, there was a fight in progress. After that, we got another call on May 2nd, 2023, where a group of people was arguing and became belligerent, and of course, you know how it go, another fight happened, and we had to break the fight up. After that, security had to use pepper spray to basically get rid of the crowd in the fight at that location. Security. So if security can't handle the issues at this location, what should we do as a community residents? Enough is enough. And then on 3 separate incidents where force was used because of the threat and all the people that was there, citations was given for violations, but it was another fight. All I can tell you is, when y'all gonna see the pattern of fights?
The what?
Incidents where force was used because of the threat and all the people that was there, citations was given for violations, but it was another fight. All I can tell you is, when y'all gonna see the pattern of fights?
The pattern?
Of fights, of issues at this one location. So I'm gonna give you another incident that happened, and I'm gonna take you down the way I see it. But I'm gonna give you the facts as it relates to what happened.
She talked too much for someone who speaks that. I mean, why doesn't she? All them bills, y'all can't find not one public speaking class. No.
what happened. It was a crowd outside fighting. We got called for crowd control. Police came, showed up, broke the crowd up, but I guess they were still fighting. And you notice one thing that always happens. Every time we go there for one fight, another fight happens. But there's one issue on September 29th of 2023. This is how bad things have gotten. People was inside the bar. It's the story that we was told. Was inside the bar. And inside the bar was a security guard. As they say, off-duty security guard.
What's going on with her neck?
You're right. But off-duty security guard, we're going to stick to what they said. Off-duty security guard was in there, but he was...
What's that thing on her neck? What is that? It look like it's a whole... what do you call that? When they make the fake faces, the plaster? But it sure look like an Adam's apple.
But he was drinking. So he was drinking. He got into it with a group of people, or a person, from what the story they told. And they beat the man up. This is in Dolton. They beat the security up and took his gun. Where they do that at? In Dolton, as I can see. This sounds like some made up stuff. But that actually did happen. So I normally use a little comedy just to show people that, hey guys, things happen. But this is how I saw it in my head. Play the tape. He put out a pistol like, "Dog, you on crack?" Anybody?
Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't funny.
Ever seen that Friday scene when Day Day and Craig got jacked by Santa Claus, and he said Santa Claus came in and he tried to rob him? He was. Anybody see that? That's the scene that I see when I read this statement here, because it's just like impossible.
You would.
It don't make sense. It don't sound real that a off-duty security guard gets beat up and get their gun taken. So just imagine you in a club with your girl, and all of a sudden somebody gets beat up. That's the security. They're supposed to be protecting you. Why would you go there? Why would you feel safe? Why would you take your girl there? It don't make sense. But hey, these are the issues that we have in our community. So we have several other issues that I'm going to entertain really quick.
Who told her this don't make no sense? Because I don't believe she figured that out by herself. Not with all the stuff that she does that, you know, somebody put all this together for her. Because it's been making sense before now. She just now busting them so she can have something against them.
As it relates to the public nuisance and the calls that the police department have received. And I'm going to just clear it up with this and I'll leave it here. We had calls for several fights because I can go on and on and on. We had people get windows broken out of. We had one fight happen, as I stated before. Then
you had people get windows broken out of? Did it say what do I think about this episode? Oh, okay.
Another fight happened right after that. And it just said because at this location, he been having so many problems. He had an ex-employee come to the location, threaten to shoot up the place. And then right after that, they had another fight with two men. Two males was fighting, and we had to come and break it up. We have to say, we're not going to stand for this. Just let me make sure I'm clear on this. Everybody that comes to our community come from another town. They don't even live here, just so you know. And if you go look at the police reports, you'll see names, you'll see addresses, and it's from all other cities or from the city. So I just want to point that out, and everybody put a bad name on Dolton, a bad rep. But it's the company you keep. If you're entertaining a younger crowd or people that don't want to come and do right or get a little bit of liquor and then start acting a fool, that's the issues that we're having currently. But I just wanted to showcase how the police is always called to this location for fights, for issues, and we come and we help. But it's hurting our community because the community is tired. We even gave them a hearing and they didn't even show up to the hearing. So when people go and tell you guys that it's us and not them, you should ask them.
They don't respect you. I mean, this is not rock. Why she can't see that? They're not going to respect you because of all the... look at how bad y'all are way worse than what you're showing us. Way worse. And you expect them to respect you? You don't respect them, and you don't respect your job. You don't respect the law. You don't respect nobody. You a stone cold gangster, but a raggedy one. They don't even fear you. They just don't respect you. They just acting out. I guess you can look at it like that.
What did you do? Because people can always point the finger at someone else, but never tell you the side of what they did and what the consequences was of not fixing their business. Now we on to business number 3. I am going to explain to you guys and show you truth speaks as relates to this next business, free indeed. It's sad how individuals go on the news and talk negative about people when they know the truth, but they won't say what they did. Well, let me rephrase, what they didn't do as relates to their business. So today I'm about to show you facts versus fiction, because you know the news is all fake news. They just tell you and show you things they want you to believe as it relates to a narrative, to a person that they want you not to like or believe in. So today is the day where I show my truth as it relates to free indeed.
Here, put that over there.
One person not feeling the love is Nicole Scott.
Are you a victim of the dysfunction in Dolton?
Absolutely, but more so, residents are victims. Would you like some of these?
She runs the Free Indeed Market, a ministry.
Oh, this one you get ready to really lose, Tiffany. You are really getting ready to lose on this one. Yeah, I believe the lawyer told her. He should have told you to take this down. The food pantry, we already seen her interview on the news. So we already got her side. It don't matter what Tiffany about to say. It don't, because she should have been wanting this place to be up and be in business. So whatever the woman is not understanding, I mean, it's not her job to do so, but it would make sense if she again offered them some kind of class. Maybe they can pay a small fee and they could really have somebody who's qualified to come in and really take them through all the steps that they need. You know, not hold their hand to do everything, but go over that stuff with them and explain to them, okay, this is what this is about. This is what you need to do. You know, and lead them to the water so they can drink it. And the rest is on them from there, but you should want this place to be open. This woman, she got this huge place, all this food, all them clothes. They $1 for everybody. And she's allowing people to come get food for free.
Minded pantry set up like a grocery store. It's meant to give people in need a bit of dignity.
Right. And then we have some onions here if you need onions. And
Scott says she secured funding and architectural plans to redevelop this entire dilapidated shopping center last summer. But the village did nothing with her application for 6 months. She kept a log of her increasingly desperate demands for a response.
What has stopped this?
I don't know.
Wait a minute, is she saying that they approved her for funding to fix it? And basically Tiffany and them aren't releasing the funds? He said she got approved for funding. If she got approved for funding, if that is true, what?
Whenever we go over to the village, we don't get a response.
This has to do with you not taking care of your business. You. Starts with you. Can't blame nobody but yourself. I need you to call the company that did your inspection and make it right. Go fix the building. Give them the plans and the things they need. Matter of fact, put that on the screen. Show the people what they told you needed to do, but you never showed that on the news. You never.
Okay, but she need the funding to pay for it. Like y'all don't pay y'all bills? I mean, based off what they just said, she got funding for that building. Something ain't right. But I'm pretty sure this is going to get looked into.
Never showed that on the news because it ends and it starts with you. All you had to do is come into compliance with what they told you to do and give them the documentation of what was needed to get whatever you needed from them, which was permits. But you refused to do that.
Okay. So it sounds like Tiffany trying to say she got the funding. So somehow they were able to, draft that proposal, get it together, and for them to get approved, then they need to come up with plans on how to fix it. And that's not what this woman does. So she's going to need to hire somebody who can do that. And they approve the plans to fix and say, okay, we agree with, how you going to repair this roof, how you going to do that, whatever. Then they release the fines. Again. All that money y'all hustling, why you can't help her with that?
Again, reach out. My door's always open. But now let me show y'all the video of her support. Play the video.
Everybody, this is Dr. Scott with American Association of Single Parents, and I just wanted you to know that we are in support of Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. She has amazing initiatives and programs and trying to be in the Southland for our community. And so us over at American Association.
Man, this podcast ain't doing nothing but just really, man, Tiffany is a piece of work. She's a piece of work. Why do y'all keep doing that over there? Oh, you supported me. Man, just be gone.
Single parents, free and debarking, and coming soon, the Ava Center in Dolton. We support the initiatives of Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. We're glad to be walking alongside her.
Why is she acting like this? Isn't this the way it should be? Shouldn't everybody be in support of everybody? It's good. In the beginning, if we getting along, we talking business and it sound good, and all the promises y'all make when y'all be running, why not support you? It's when you start doing everything you've been doing that people gonna have a problem. So they're not allowed to have a problem with what you're doing and what you're not doing because they supported you. Y'all be saying this in a meeting, and it's just, this is just juvenile thinking.
For the better.
Look at
Thank
her.
you. Oh my God. Did you see that?
No.
So you do support me, but you told the news you don't. Which one is it? You like all the initiatives that I'm doing in the village. You love the route we're taking. You love the youth initiatives. Come on, ladies, stop. I told you.
That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. If somebody supports you, of course they're gonna give you a good review. And this is probably before you even got in the office good. This is probably before you even had a chance to, start running. As far as doing your actual job. Nobody's going to hold her to that after you've shown that you're a disappointment. It doesn't make any sense to do that. We would expect your residents to support you. We would expect you to be able to talk a good enough game to have them believing in you. That's how people get in office. Close your mouth.
Stop lying. Man, it's amazing the things people would do. And the things people sell their souls for. Amazing.
Wow.
Y'all better stop. God don't like you messing with his kids. Stop.
Wow.
Stop. She has failed multiple inspections as relates to her location. She was told on several occasions to make sure she turned in plans as relates to her business. And she did not do that. You cannot turn in...
That's what it is. She need the plans. Man, y'all don't have nobody in that town who know about this. And you don't know a little something and you can help her. Even if you don't know how to draw up the plans that are going to be acceptable, you can't steer her in the right, you can't tell her who she need to go to get the plans done. It's a whole town. Y'all not working together? At no point did anybody speak to this lady and be like, what specifically is it that's getting you rejected? Maybe we can help with something?
Drawing with no 3D renderings, no architectural plans as it relates to where are you going to put the furnace? How big is the furnace? Is it going to be in the ceiling? Is it going to fall? All these type of things was asked of her as relates to an outside company that did her inspection. And we utilized the outside company because it's a big project, number one. And number two, we don't like people to always say, the village did this, the village did that. No. She have not completed or improved anything in her location, and a lot of her tenants do complain about the conditions they are actually working in. Here's one video from one of the locations in the unit, and this is what y'all didn't see and what the news didn't tell you. Play the tape. So we are in a store within that location, and it's about to show you that the ceiling is leaking. You see that?
Again, y'all, as far as I'm concerned, again, this looks bad on Tiffany. All day. She likes the fact that this woman does not know how to produce the things that she needs. So she can deny her. And she's sitting up here bragging about it like it's making the woman look bad. It's not. This woman don't know anything about drawing up the proper plans. She trying to run a, I forgot what it's called, but like a Salvation Army or whatever. She trying to run that. That's what she trying to do. Okay, she's not a architecture. She don't know anything about the codes. What has to be what. She doesn't know any of that stuff, and I'm sure you don't either. But y'all know who she is supposed to get to do that for her. If you help the lady, so who helped her even get the funding? That's probably part of the problem too. You know what I'm saying? Like when she's showing this woman support her, this is probably when Tiffany said, I can get you funding. I know how to get state funding for this. All right? And this got her support. But it was probably Tiffany's plan the entire time to keep that funding. That money probably poof, pow, be gone already. It's just too easy to keep it from her because she's failing by other sources. So Tiffany can say it's not me technically, but as far as I'm concerned, it is you. This just shows how trifling you are. This is one thing with the dude in the club and the candy store and all that stuff. The other club with the violence, I don't have nothing to say about that. I mean, they got all that violence going on all the time. Do what you gotta do. But this right here, you sorry.
The ceiling is leaking. Water is coming down on all of their products. All of their inventory is becoming destroyed. As you can see, it's coming all the way through.
You should care about that. Did you say you love them and ain't nothing they can do about it? This is Tiffany's love, y'all. I told you when she be telling y'all that. It's sick and sinister. It's abusive. Can't nobody tell you that. First of all, that's just bad to say. But to try to tell somebody you love them, period. But this is how you showing it? Yeah.
Next video. The ceiling actually collapsed, almost hitting the worker. And in the video, you will see...
Man, if this ain't Flint, there are so many similarities. That's why I keep telling y'all, this is not isolated to Dolton, Thorton, or Flint. They just did a drive-through in Flint where a woman's roof caved in where she was living. I guess she was renting. And she was trying to get one of the commissioners to help her. It was said she practically begged the lady. And she had her thrown out the meet. She didn't help her. And the woman had to, get help finding somewhere else to stay and all that. Because you don't want to keep the money. And you want to dog out your citizens at the same time. Yet when people say all these things they be saying about black folks, people, black people will get offended. Black people will, this and that. But when you get an opportunity to show yourself, look at these results we get.
All the way tiles below, they picked it up, cleaned it up, put it inside a garbage can. But these are the issues that
She can't even say issues.
are having with the location here in Dolton. So people go on the news and tell y'all this stuff. Told you, stop believing the hype. Check your facts for yourself. Because if you check your facts, you'll be like, oh, wow, that's why.
Wow, she got confused, conniving, and liar pointed at this woman. This woman supported you. You made her promises. And you're not assisting your community to thrive. She don't even understand.
That's what happened. But no one wants to tell the truth. But today I'm telling you the truth as it relates to how individuals come into our community and not do their job.
Man, y'all should have let her rock out with this podcast. That's if it's true. I don't believe it. I believe the lawyer insisted she stop. But if that's true, y'all should have let her rock out. Imagine what more she would have been telling on herself.
But sit here and point the finger about this and that, but really, truth be told, they're not in compliance with the village. And it's sad that these businesses have to suffer due to her not taking care of her obligation, which is fixing the building. So I hope these videos are helpful to you, and I hope you see the truth for what it is. And I pray that we all come to one common ground and fix our village and all get along for the better.
Who trying to fix the village? Not Tiffany. Not Tiffany. And technically, you know, in the real world, nobody's going to hold your hand. You know, if you don't understand what you need to do, even after being told, then that's generally on you. But you know, these are black people. So, you know, black people need a little special hand. Black people don't generally come from families that, you know, well-versed in business and have all this type of know-how. And, you know, them seeing everybody in their family do it and them growing up working with them. And they know it basically like the back of their hand and, you know, have all this information. So there's going to be a lot of areas you're not versed in. So even if you don't know how to do it yourself, you've got the information on how she can get to it. You know who to tell her to call so that they can get her some legal and approved plans drawn up for her repairs so she can get her funding and get her repairs done. Y'all don't even have a small business association? Like no kind of business administration, like nothing in that town? There's got to be some kind of advisement available. This right here.
Of Dolton, because at the end of the day, the residents are the only ones that suffer when we are all battling one another. So my job is to love on each other, despite what others may think or feel. I love all y'all, despite all y'all lies y'all told on me. And I wanted to showcase that by telling you, my door's always open.
She raggedy.
It's up to you to walk through it. If you want to sit on the other side and point fingers and tell lies and throw a rock at a glass house, don't make sense. Check your closet, clean your house, fix your mess, because I'm about to lay it all to rest. Today is a day where the people see you for the individual you are. You're a liar, lady. Stop lying on me.
Wow.
I keep telling you. Stop lying on me. Tell the truth on you. Now drop the receipts. So residents, pick it up, check it out, share the video, show the world what's really been going on. Because they tell you.
Yeah, y'all need to get her on up out of there. Is she done? She don't want no more? Because, I mean, we supposed to just listen to her just...
Facts. Because everybody talking, but I ain't got no facts. Residents, pay. Right, and for the grand finale. Pablos! Okay. The problem we had is there's multiple fights here at this location and also shootings that happened in the past.
Isn't this the one that you guys said is back open again? Okay.
Right now, I'm going to go down memory lane and show you a couple police reports of the issues that happened at this club. And it's supposed to be a cafe. I keep telling y'all, these are cafes, but they are turning into nightclubs at night. Huh? This is why we have so much mess. My town was up in arms about it because they literally shot up Sibley, like the whole Sibley. When I say everybody...
Your town like to party, just like you. I mean, we're not surprised.
Got affected. Basically every business just about, well, that was close by, Plabos, got affected. That was AutoZone and Burger King was the main two that had their windows shot out, so they was boarded up when this incident happened. And again, something always happened from what? A fight. One fight happened, another fight happened. After that, you got two fights going on, then somebody goes to the car, get a weapon, then the shooting happened. So I want to point these things out to you for the reasons that everyone is upset about this public nuisance, and they want it to change. But it can only change with you residents. It can only change with us actually making sure we tell people enough is enough and that we won't stand for it no longer, and we will enforce our laws. Because in the past, they got away with it and people turned the blind eye. This is why they mad at me, because I really do have the hearts of the people. And the people do know that Tiffany is not going to lead them the wrong way. And I've been actually putting on for my communities and showing them that no matter what, Super Mayor here is going to take care of it. She's going to find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I just want you to...
But none of this applies in real life. Oh. Pun intended. Because she's not helping them. I don't know. If this Pablo's is open again, that just shows you that nobody gonna take you seriously if you really a joke like you are. I mean, because how can it be open again? If they doing shootouts and stuff like that. And they running a bar when they should be running a cafe. Because they said in the Facebook group it's open. So how did that happen? Under the table? Why don't you help that lady get what she needs so she can get the community center thingy she has open? I don't know what she's calling it. She has a multitude of things going on in there. You know, it's not just a clothing store. It's not just a food pantry. It's a combination. And I'm pretty sure she helped with other stuff. So it's kind of like an outreach center. Why would you not want them to have that up? You just want to run one yourself so you can say, me, I'm doing it. I, Superman. Like, what's going on there? But she gonna sit here and say she gonna find a way what? To help demolish the value of your town after you done ran through all their money? Like, this is gonna be a disaster to clean up. A disaster. And the debt, it's gotta be real. It's gotta be real. Let's go take a look. All right, let me see if I can get through this, because I downloaded it as it was presented, which was a JPG and not a PDF. So it's a little cloudy. Okay, so this is from her lawyer, right? From the law office. So up top it says Ansel Glink, a professional corporation in Naperville, Illinois. And it is headed and bodied by Carrie Lynn Craftler. What does that say? Oh, I don't know what the heck that name is, but yeah, Carrie Lynn wrote this. Okay, December the 12th on 2022. It says Mayor Tiffany Henyard and village board members. So it is addressing the village of Dolton. It's a response to resignation as village attorney. So this is not the first conversation on this subject. It says, Dear Mayor Henyard and village board members, on behalf of Ansel Glink PC, I regret to inform you that we are resigning from our position on as village attorneys effective immediately. As is our ethical obligation, we will continue to provide legal services to the village in the litigation matters we are handling, and to make sure the village's legal interests are represented in those cases until the village board has successfully appointed another attorney or law firm and compensated us for our work on those files. While we do not generally resign from serving our public clients, while we share the support of the majority of the governing body. So they weren't hired just by Tiffany, right? That's what I'm understanding, okay? So it has become increasingly clear that Mayor Henyard is uncomfortable communicating with attorneys from our firm. So she's not working with the attorneys. She's not working with nobody. This makes it challenging for us to perform work as the village attorneys. In this instance, we believe the highest and best act of public service would be to remove ourselves from the daily legal work of the village of Dolton and to concentrate our services in public arenas where the elected officials who serve as the chief executing officers value and respect the contributions of professionals. Dang, Tiffany. With respect to the electoral board meeting scheduled for Wednesday, it is our understanding that Attorney Michael Casper will initially convene the meeting. I note that my former law partner, Shanti Rains, is named on the village's website as the village attorney. We respectfully request that her name be removed from the website, as Ms. Rain was sworn in as judge last week and can no longer serve as an attorney. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Wow. So this was CC'd to the village clerk, village administrator Keith Freeman, and both of them by email. Shanti Rain, is that the white lady that was sitting beside Tiffany? Because I remember she had a name and it was like, I remember saying, that sounds like it would be a black person name. But this was written in 2022. I don't know. Y'all could tell me better. Okay. So this is Ansel Blink. Alright, so that's one. Alright, so Tiffany's not wanting to work with the attorneys. Well, they can't represent you if you don't work with them. So here's another one. And this one is from Delegado Law Group. Now, this is the most recent attorneys that have been with them. And this is dated April the 24th of this year. Alright, we still in April. This is the last day of April. So this was recent. So it's via email. Mayor Henyard and Board of Trustees, Village of Dolton. Again, the Board of Trustees. Y'all keep asking the attorneys who hired you. And do you work for just Tiffany or do you represent us all? So it looked like Tiffany and the board has been together approving the attorneys. I haven't seen any of the board members try to answer your questions. I was hoping somebody would directly ask one of them since Tiffany wasn't answering and the lawyer wasn't answering. Because things have to be approved by the board, not just Tiffany. So I'm sure if they didn't want the attorney to be just attorneying for just Tiffany, they would have said something by now. Okay, so it says, Dear Mayor Henyard and Board, and this is a response to withdrawal from case. Again, not the first time they are discussing this. So it says the board recently voted to stop paying our legal bills. I've noticed voting on payment issues have been occurring, but it sounds like a lot of that has been like a struggle for power And pettiness and like tit for tat. You made me upset. I'm not going to vote on what you want me to vote on. You know, you're not cooperating with me. I'm not going to vote on it. Which, to a degree, we can understand that. Because you shouldn't vote on something you don't approve of. And you shouldn't vote on something that you're not getting all the information for. I guess they could vote against it. But they vote against paying him. So, according to Tiffany, they've been voting against paying other bills. But we're also hearing that these things were not approved by the board, and there's been no like direct billing or itinerary of what they're getting billed for and why, when this was performed, blah blah blah, on something they didn't even agree with in the first place. So yeah. So we are, of course, not required to work for free and decline to do so. Additionally, the law firm of O'Delson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath has tortuously interfered with our business relationship and falsely accused us of having conflicts. Now, whose attorneys are those? Are they attorneys for some of the people who are suing them? Because, I mean, O'Delson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath. Wow, okay. How could they interfere? Is it, unless they're someone else's attorney? Like some other board members' attorneys? They must be attorneys on behalf of some of these lawsuits mentioned here. So it says, as we are not being paid, we will not be entering any appearances or otherwise defending the following newly filed cases. So these cases, I guess, are in addition to previously existing cases. So, number one, you have Weiderman versus Village of Dolton. And without looking at the case, we don't know what these cases are about. But they do have case numbers, y'all. They do have case numbers. You get public information. All right, so number two is Collins versus Village of Dolton. Number three, any newly filed case. All right. Okay, so it says we also will be withdrawing from the following cases. So these were cases they were already working on. And this is page 102. And on this page alone, we have 9. So 9 plus cases that were already in existence, and then at least 2 additional cases at the time of this letter was written on April the 24th. Wow. And for the lawyer to not get paid, I mean, I agree with them not paying for the lawyer if they if she has the lawyer only representing her, yet being paid by taxpayers' money. This girl, I mean, how much more can she really mess up? This is just crazy. You got all these cases. Now is not the time to be losing yet another lawyer. So it's Robbie Anderson versus Village of Dolton, Cook County. Okay, they got a county on that one. Burns versus Village of Dolton, Northern District of Illinois. Delton Park District versus Vilton of Dolton, and this is Cook County. 300 West Sibley Boulevard versus Village of Dalton in Cook County. Dalton Sibley Woodlawn versus Village of Dolton, Cook County. Somebody first name Dolton? Because it don't say LLC or is Woodlawn not a last name? It's the name of a business or something? I don't know. Edgar County Watchdogs versus Village of Dolton in Cook County. George's Towing Incorporation versus Village of Dolton, and this is the Northern District of Illinois. Destiny Hall. Yeah, it's Destiny. It's just spelled different. And this is Cook County as well. Okay, IAFF versus Village of Dolton. That's 9. Okay, so that would make 11 cases. All right. Wow. 10. Craft versus Village of Dolton. You got Craft? You got crafts on you? And you playing around with lawyers? Now, the first one, she didn't want to work with them, which is not bright. Because avoidance, which is what she's been doing, you can't do it forever. And it's not going to help you. In my opinion, the best help you're going to get is having a good lawyer and following that lawyer's advice. Because them lawyers going to know how to either get you out of trouble or minimize the amount of trouble you end up being stuck with. You can't do this without a good law firm. And I mean, it's going to lessen how big those L's are going to be. If you wanted your own lawyer, man, you should have hired your own lawyer. You got the money. You know, you should have been... She should have had a lawyer on tap anyway. Some cases, you just got to have a lawyer on tap. That don't make no sense. She should have had her own lawyer. If I were to be mayor and supervisor, I'd have a lawyer on tap. Yeah. So why would she hire a lawyer and have them strictly for her under, the town's funds, but then expect y'all not to have representation? But you can pay for her representation. But she love y'all. Aria Montgomery versus Village of Dolton. This is the North District of Illinois. You got Pablo's Cafe. Number 14 is Pablo's Cafe and Bar. Cafe and bar? Why'd you call it both? Okay, this is North District of Illinois. You have Redeemed Christian Church of God. Girl, you getting sued by a church. What? Man, y'all gotta pull these cases up. I'm not about to do all that. This is enough time spent, but come on. Somebody pull these cases and post them. I'll read them. You post them. Okay? Because, come on, we gotta know. We gotta know. A church? I'm trying to think of what she could have done at this church. Pablo's is here. We know she was shutting down Pablo business. I don't know what else there could have been going on there, but that we know. She just showed it. Did she shut down the church? Oh, man. Okay. I hope that wasn't her grandma's church. she grew there. And you shut down the church. Come on, man. Lavelle Redmond. Is that the candy shop dude? I don't know. Oh, no. That's why that name sounds familiar. Okay. All right. So this is both Northern District of Illinois and the Illinois Department of Human Rights. Okay. Marcus Redwood. And this is Cook County. You got LaKendra Williams of Cook County. And you have Cara Wilson in the Northern District of Illinois. So that's 20 cases. That's a lot. And then we don't even know the intensity of the cases. Like, there's been a lot of serious allegations. Oh, please note that 1, 8, 12, 18, and 19. I almost thought I was back in algebra class there for a second. Like, we doing integers? Like, what's going on? I was about to get nervous. Okay. They are all personal injury and are constitutional cases that involve serious injury or death. Why do you think he's making that note? I mean, I know we know, right? He's saying you need representation. These are serious, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Constitutional cases, which is serious, that involve serious injury or death. That's a bad combination right there. Okay, so for example, number 12 is Lane as executor estate of Ross. We know that's a death case. Somebody is suing on behalf of an estate of someone. That estate belongs to a deceased person. Well, it did when they were alive. So that's one of the death cases. What else? 18. 18 is LaKendra Williams. 19, he mentioned. That's Cara Wilson. Then there's 8 and 1, which is on the other page, but wow. Just wow. Okay. For example, wow. I might as well just kept reading because he did. Okay, for example, 12 and 18. Oh, he done broke it down for us, y'all. Hold on. Wait. 12 and 18 are both jail, YouTube, self-unaliving by hanging cases. Okay, so I heard the rumors and the allegations concerning these situations. Same cell, 6 months apart, no camera in that one particular cell. The only cell with no camera. Listen, that's a lot going on right there. Even challenging, what happened. But it happened once in a cell with no camera, and you didn't put a camera in there. How convenient, because it happened 6 months later. And you're in bigger trouble the second time. One time, the first time, you might be able to somehow do a Sandra Bland, because whatever they said happened in that situation, it worked out for them. regardless of what people say, regardless of what people think. And everybody was all up in that. So no matter what was put on the table, whatever the jail did and said happened to her. That's what they weren't held, accountable for doing it themselves or anything like that. But to have it happen a second time in the same cell, I mean, they're going to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. And they're going to be better than y'all with all this stuff. But now we talking about you reporting people being able to unalive themselves in jail. First of all, that responsibility falls just automatically on the jail. You're not supposed to allow them to even be able to put themselves in that situation. So, that'll be interesting. Because how? And after the first time, you surely are supposed to make sure it don't happen again. So how did you not ensure that? And with all that money out hustling, you mean to tell me you didn't say, let's get a camera in here quick? Because if all the other cells have cameras, why wouldn't that one cell have a camera? Is there a legal reason why it wouldn't have a camera? It's being treated as what? The quote-unquote hole, but this is not prison. So you don't necessarily have a hole in jail, like isolation, timeout type thing, or extra safety type thing. Because either way you cut it, there's nothing that can justify that they should be excluded from being monitored. So what can they, I don't know enough, but I can't think of anything. Because what would exclude them from being responsible for making sure all the cells have cameras? This is not, I originally predicted that Tiffany was not going to go to jail. But I've been not only retracting internally lately, since I said it, I'm practically eating them words right now. Because at the end of the day, all this it's gonna lead back to Tiffany. Everybody knows she the boss. She the mob boss of the whole operation. Then when you look at the pattern of behavior or alleged behavior, the woman in Vegas, that situation, the other guy who was, due to his past, he shouldn't have been allowed to have that job. And you got him, his job, part of his job, he was an inspector, he was going in people's homes. But he's a registered offender? Going inside women's homes? And children? You literally would have to open up a doc file and keep notes of everything you're finding out about Tiffany so that you could never look at her and, allow yourself to be like lenient in your thoughts at all. Because if you put all this stuff in black and white, saying it looks bad, it would be an understatement. I just did a video. I'm not sure if I got it ready to post yet, but I think I even found this in Dalton's Facebook group. It might have been in another group, but I'm thinking it was Dalton. A story about there being a grave of 200 and something people practically unmarked. They was marked by numbers, so clearly they were keeping records of who these people were. But it was behind a prison. The body's not embalmed. No family notified. Wrapped in plastic bags in a shallow grave, not 6 feet. I think it was 3 families that were able to identify and recover their families' remains, but the state wanted them to pay to get the bodies. Now that's just not paying for shipping, like Emmett Till mama, shipped his body, back home so she can do the funeral. You think about it, you're gonna have to pay to get the body exhumed and properly embalmed and packaged up for shipment, and paying for all that. And then what if you decide you're gonna go ahead and get an autopsy so you can try and maybe see what happened to them? And the state telling you gotta pay when it was clearly their fault, because who burying them? I didn't go do further research, so I don't have any definitive information as far as who buried them, but from what I saw in the video, it looked like the people at the prison was the ones that took this one woman to her son, and the state buried him there in that manner. And this was Mississippi, shouldn't all of them be done with their careers and facing prison time for that? And now that I think about it, I'm going to have to look that up and see what happened with that case, because I know good and well they ain't just let all these people responsible get away with it. That's 200 some people. Imagine this happening in other places. This can't, it's no way it's an isolated incident. The one woman said her son went missing. She didn't hear anything from him. And what happened was the police hit him with his car, and I don't know if the guy was driving or walking, but I think he was walking. And he hit him, and it unalived him. And they claimed they couldn't ID him. So he had to be walking, because then you got questions like, you didn't trace the car. The car had to come from somewhere. So I'm gonna assume he was walking. But then they said the policeman actually had that man's ID in his pocket. And so they changed their story from not being able to identify him to they tried to call the mom one time. She didn't answer. They didn't try anymore. And they put his body just like the others. But, of course, they put the number there and wrote his name down. I can't remember how she got to find out he was there. Okay, now I have a lot of questions. Wow. But it's just stuff that we can't even think of, because, we over here just living life. These people would do. And who would have thunk that Tiffany and her crew would be doing all the stuff that they doing? And you got a law firm that is recusing themselves, one, for you not participating, and for two, you're not paying. So what is Delgado? What is Delgado law firm telling us? Are they telling us that Tiffany was participating or somewhat participating? They just didn't get paid? Because I don't see anything about... Let's see what we got here. Let's finish Okay. So 12 and 18 are both jail unalivings by hanging cases. I don't know why it's worded like that, though. Okay. I mean, I guess I don't know. Okay, so 8 and 19 are officer-involved shootings, wrongful death causes of action. 8 and 19. So 8 is on the other page. 19 is the Cora Wilson in the Northern District of Illinois. So one of these probably is Alexis' mother, right? And I believe that's 19, because her name was Cora, wasn't it? That one gonna be, I don't know. Okay, so I did talk about that case in another video, so I'm not gonna. So it says, in recent cases, there has been a struggle to find qualified municipal defense firms by the TPA and insurer. The TPA and insurer. So the TPA? I guess the TPA would be Tiffany and the board members? Because I don't know what that stands for. Unless I try to look it up. No one wants to represent the village. The village already have 33.5. Wait, hold on, what? Child. When I enlarge it, it gets more blurry. And the light is so bright, it's really hurting my eyes. So the closer I bring it to my eyes, that ain't helping. But this is a JPG. Hey, next time y'all have files like this, post them as a PDF. You can put files in a group. You can, there's a folder, a link called files, and you can put actual PDF files in there. Because when you get to putting PDFs as JPGs, you run into pixel problems. You know, see how they look fuzzy like this, real bad. It makes it very difficult to read them. No, okay. They have $33.5 million in judgment against it that the previous administration and the board ignored pleas to settle within policy limits. What? Wait a minute. So you had advisement, that's what the lawyer's for, to settle where you could have settled within the policy limits. Meaning, you taking a settle, but they do all the time, right? Michael Jackson did. Diddy did. Okay? People do all the time. A lot of times it's best for you to settle. And in this case, they're clearly telling you it was. And it was within the policy limits. Do they not understand what opportunity they messed up? I don't even want to keep reading. This, every time I say it can't get no worse, I'm just like, can they just please wrap this up and we just be waiting on a court date? Because the more we keep finding out, it's like, come on. Oh my God. Okay. Oh boy. Where the village's best hope is that the jury verdict be reversed on appeal. If that is unsuccessful, the village will owe more than $20 million in excess of the insurance policy limits on that case alone. That was one case? Man, I'm about to throw my phone. Are y'all serious right now? Tiffany, you serious? What is this person? Where did she come from? This is something else. I've been saying it, I stand on it. This is not all Tiffany. I mean, her speech, but I think she got a speech impediment or something going on there. But that girl ain't that dumb. This is just too many things. It's too much. It's not adding up. Nobody gonna just purposefully put themselves in this situation. I'm talking about the collective. It doesn't make any sense. Because I know she got people around her saying, girl, you in a big hole and you better start trying to figure your way out of it. Her dude not telling her that? I mean, he don't look like he that bright. He look like he's street and he probably don't even really care. But your lawyers are giving you advice and you don't take it? There's no way you could be in a situation this major and not take your lawyer's advice. You don't know better than them. It's impossible. Or your dumb behind wouldn't be in this situation to start with. But there's no way you know better than your lawyer with like 20-something cases. And this is just what we looking at. This is not even like federal charges, Supreme Court charges. This don't even, this ain't even coming from the big boys yet. These are just people and, little businesses here and there. This ain't even touched other stuff. I hope she have things figured out for her daughter. This is a $33.5 million judgment. However, if she doesn't get a reversal on an appeal, which what I'm hearing is that she's thinking that's going to happen, so she banking on that. So she not even going to pay or settle, agree to the judgment. But she'll owe more than $20 million, and that exceeds the insurance policy. Who paying it? Because little does she understand, Dolton and Thorton is through with big ticket items that she's caused. Who paying that? And that's just one case. The significance of these alleged crimes, along with the significance of the dollar amount attached to all of these crimes, I'm not sure. Tiffany being stolen and MK Ultra, and she not even operating as herself. Cause who would throw themselves away like this? somebody who that like conceited and like narcissist, I can't even see a person like her being okay with just being in jail. I'm talking about prison. I'm talking about goodbye. I don't see no parole. I don't see no nothing. I see heavy years. I'm talking about probably like life. We got deaths attached to this. Cop shootings. We got suicide. We got all these government violations, federal violations, money. She not getting past all that money. That's where they really don't play with you at. If you could have settled on $33.5 million, instead of sitting up here, I done 24 court cases, I done won. Wait a minute, how many we counting? It's 19, and then there's 2 more. That's 21. So she's counting 24. So she says she won 24 cases. And clearly these cases here are not over with. So is she talking about 24 separate cases? Or is she just saying stuff? You can't even really look too deep into anything she say, because Tiffany probably just, this girl is not living in real life. Is Kamal her handler? Is he stirring the doggone teacup on her? Like, what's going on? She can't be of sound mind and body making these decisions. It's impossible to believe. You could have settled and the insurance could have covered it. And that's one out the way. We worry about the rest when we get there, but this is one out the way. And if it's at the advisement of the lawyer, he's going to have advice for the rest of them. There is no way to win all this stuff. It's too much. So you're going to take some L's, but how big is that L going to be? I don't even see her getting any deals offered to her. I'm talking about when they really come down on her, I don't see them offering her no deal. It's too much stuff and too much money. And then who's she gonna turn in? What is she gonna give them? If anything, everybody gonna give her to them. But whoever may be over her, bigger than her, it's not even possible for her to get him up. It's not possible, because that's gonna mean her life. That's not happening. And I'm pretty sure whoever it is, they protect it. So it's impossible, in my opinion. So she's the end. She gonna be the fall guy. Unless they gonna play like they gonna convict her and send her somewhere. One of y'all gonna volunteer to like go visit her once a year to make sure she really in prison? Cause I'm not believing all this. The way Tiffany moving constantly and still, it's like she knows she good, regardless of what happens. We all know she moving like that. So how is she moving like that? Is she certified? Is that what she gonna be able to claim? She gonna be in a crazy house? Cause unless she batshit crazy, she must know she gonna be good at the end of the day. I can't really see no other option. You gotta be beyond just being dumb to put yourself in this situation. For what? For 5 minutes of feeling like you know, I don't know what she was trying to feel like. How do you describe it? 1 minute y'all calling her a mob boss. I mean, but she really thinks I don't know what she thinks she is. That's crazy. Because how can somebody say they working all the time and have 2 jobs, 2 positions, one's considered full-time, one considered part-time. She claims it's full-time. But, you know, when you hustling, it's going to have to be full-time because you're going to have to stay on top of so many different things to make sure everything is hustling the way it should. You know, you just can't go to sleep and get up and start your day again. You got to make sure ain't nothing slipping nowhere. Which look like everything starting to spill out. But she must have her beautician on and her stylist on standby. Cause how you working like you say you working and you showing up every time we see you, you looking like you about to shoot a movie or film a music video. I mean, all that extra for nothing. Look at her in the podcast video. It's just way over the top. I mean, way over the top. She wasn't even wearing makeup like that when she was trustee. I mean, she probably didn't know how to do makeup like that to that level. To be coming out, you know, looking beat every single time. It don't look good to me. It's like, why go through that extreme if it's not for, you know, a production? It's not for a movie or something. Because, you know, a lot of times all that makeup and stuff is required because of the cameras and the lights. Like, it's needed. That's where all that came from. It's not for you to wear all the time just so you can feel like you look good. She be looking like she about to get in a casket or shoot a movie or a music video under all those lights and all that other kind of stuff. So she not beating her face down like that. Eyelashes intact every single day. She ain't waking up like that either. She look like 2 different people with her makeup on and makeup off. So she gotta be keeping dude on her beck and call. And ain't nobody doing that unless they getting paid good to do it. Especially when he got other business. He gotta make money, you know, keep his business going. I never seen a mayor with a stylist though. She didn't know how to dress? How you got a stylist? Some of that stuff don't. And I'm a designer, so I can judge the clothes. A lot of it is, you know, it's not the right, you know, fit for her body. They're not tailored. So it's not only just, it's not the right cut, it's not the right fit. The makeup is just too extra. I mean, this girl just, she need to go sit down somewhere. something is really weird about her. So it says, the village is quickly approaching the point of being uninsurable. Wow. And he said quickly. If not already, I think he was being nice, because if you're looking at one case to where you've already passed the point to be able to handle it within the limits of the policy, and that case alone is going to put you in more than 20 million in excess. This is the literal words. The village will owe more than 20 million in excess of the insurance policy limits on that case alone. It's safe to say she's uninsurable. And it's not just her, it's y'all entire village. Y'all holding up good, though. Y'all holding up good. Because at the end of the day, when Tiffany gone, this is y'all town, y'all lives. And I don't know that there's going to be another case that can compare to this type of damage in history. Do we even need to look? You got all of America, media included, calling her the worst mayor in history. So I think that's already been researched. Wow. Failure to defend in these lawsuits will likely result in the village being found in default on these cases and losing insurance coverage on these cases, as well as many others, based on a failure to defend. There is no way in the bloody pit of Hades that they will be able to defend themselves. This ain't no petty theft. It's not a traffic ticket. Which even then, a lot of people would be risking a lot going in without representation in just those cases. Because that's how complex the law is when you get in court. But these type of cases, it's impossible. And so if you're uninsurable, this is her second withdrawal. At the end of the day, we gotta call it what it is. There's nothing left, and you can't substitute it with a new person being there, because these situations still exist. They still stand as they are. It doesn't change that. The significance of the lawsuits alone will make it impossible for someone to insure or represent. And this lawyer is smart by doing this, because he didn't have to put all this in here. He did not have to put all this in here. He could have said, he's giving his case, but he could have began and end with, I'm not getting paid. If the attorneys the judge want to try to force them to continue, sir, they owe me too much. I'm not getting paid. And then I'm going to keep working and not getting paid. I can't take care of my family like this. Because, some judges, they'll try to make you stay. No. And then what? You going to order her to pay me? No. So he would have gotten, off the case. he would have been able to resign from his representation. But he leaving nuggets. However, y'all, I'm going to read the rest and then I'm going to say it. Okay. So it says failure to defend these lawsuits, okay, will result in the village being found in default. He said likely result on these cases, and losing insurance coverage on those cases as well as many others based on a failure to defend. And y'all know they already had this conversation. Everything he's saying, it's already been discussed. But she's dismissing that. Along with him not getting paid. Dang, was she sent to do? I mean, like, come on, y'all. This don't make no sense. Was she sent to do this with a promise of, you know, they gonna ship her off somewhere to another country, her and her daughter, like, but, you know, everybody gonna think she in prison? Because Eminem say Tupac is in Cuba. I wasn't entertaining that until I heard Eminem say that. That's a whole nother conversation, because I know some of y'all like, why you believe it? Because he said it. That's a whole nother conversation, but I'm just putting it out there. Okay, so we would be remiss not to mention that legislative counsel, purporting to be the proper attorney to defend any village cases, far exceeds their authority and is a direct conflict of interest, not waivable under the rules of professional conduct. That's a heavy line right there, too. But again, he dropping jewels. He dropping jewels. I mean, y'all got a whole lot here in both of these letters, but this one here, ooh. I mean, if you pair them together, they both read like a book. So basically, Tiffany is the type of person, I'm gathering, that whatever she thinks, as long as she thinks she right. It don't matter who you are, what you're saying. If she thinks she right, she right. And that doesn't make any sense. Okay? Because if this is what you do, and your track record tells me that you do it well, I'm not going to act like I know more than you. I'm not going to take my judgment over what you're advising. That's what I hired you for. Legislative counsel. Okay. He says, we urge the corporate authorities to work together to ensure that qualified municipal defense firms represent the village in its pending litigation matters. Okay, so this has been discussed, and he trying to tell them. Tiffany's not the only one seeing this letter. I mean, now the whole world is seeing it, but before that, we know at least Keith saw it. I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and say I believe the board has been totally excluded from these matters. I don't believe that. But if anything, we know they saw these letters, and you don't need nothing else. This tells the whole story right here. This tells so much. This tells so much. It tells so much that I'm wondering if there's a possibility that this law firm might be in a position to have a little trouble come their way. And hopefully they'll be exempt due to the extreme situation with Tiffany. I mean, there's a lot to consider there. Who would be over this situation, much less these cases? But when you're talking about the ethics and any possible charges being brought against the lawyer, who would be over that? How well do they know each other? Blah, blah, blah. You know how this goes. I mean, because this letter is not a get out of jail free card. There's a difference between being a lawyer and representative and doing your job than all what I'm not even gonna really say out loud, but I'm thinking in my head, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all are too, because I see a lot here. I see a lot of possibilities for there to be some issues with this law firm and the law. And I think that's probably going to be on y'all, the citizens, to whether or not you want to raise some questions. In a way, I don't see any way around it. Because y'all been sitting up there asking them, we saw it in more than one meeting, is this our lawyer or is this your lawyer? Are y'all representing me or y'all representing her? Him or me? Him or me? And nobody's giving you no answers, which is crazy. I mean, that in itself was an answer, but come on. Everybody knowing that she wasn't supposed to have her own personal lawyer, and y'all were supposed to have representation collectively. Or were y'all supposed to have separate representation from her? Either way it go, because I don't know the rules on that. Either y'all were supposed to have your own representation and she have her own, because that could have been a conflict. I could see how it's like anybody having the same attorney as their boss, I guess. But either way, y'all didn't have representation at all. And that attorney knew it. He knew it. The one before them knew it. They knew exactly who they were representing. It doesn't matter how you're heading the letters, how you're addressing everybody. It's clear and uncut that the attorneys were only working with her. And y'all were excluded from any in-depth knowledge of any legal matters, which still would be a conflict of interest because some of these lawsuits are coming from citizens and the community. So I guess with that being said, then yeah, I guess y'all were supposed to have your own representation provided with your, tax funds. And, I guess her and the board would have representation. And it looks like just her and the board had representation. It just seemed to me like somewhere along the way, Tiffany really ticked off that board. And, they, quite a lot of them was like, yeah, chick, we enemies now. And it just turned that way. But it's like, they are, but they aren't. But they are, but they aren't. And I'm on the outside looking in. So y'all know more than me. So I'm pretty sure y'all got that part figured out. But I can't see them being like half as excluded as y'all were. I don't see that. No matter what public disagreements they seem to have had, or voting disagreements, or any type of disagreements or discrepancies amongst each other, personal or professional, I don't see them being 100% excluded. I see that they had every intention on being, pretty much partners in all of this. And Tiffany just started showing who she was, maybe, But I don't think they were 100% ops, if that makes any sense. I don't even think that it's really possible for all of that to be hidden either, when things really have to be laid out. So, I don't really think anybody's gonna get away with much here, because if somebody ain't ratting, which, the FBI ain't no joke, so they know how to do their thing. Between ratting and actual evidence, everybody get lined up that need to get lined up, I think. Except for anybody above Tiffany. And I do think that includes both sets of attorneys. I think they're at least going to be questioned. And maybe investigated. I can see these guys being investigated. Yep. I can see them being investigated, because if you're advising me as per my position, that's your job, and this is your specialty, then everything that you see, whether it's in black and white or observation, then you're gonna let me know, because that's your job. You're not just my friend, but this is your job. So you're going to let me know. Yeah, your village or your town, they're supposed to have their own representation. They're supposed to have representation, and they don't have no representation. And that's a problem. So it's you and me against them. You got the person of power with the money and the lawyer to back that up. So that makes her powers infinite. I mean, she's right with the Superman thing. And nobody can deny that, but it's not for noble reasons. So we know that. But, I mean, she did have magic powers. at a clear, unfair, and unbiased, slant. And so they have to be held legally responsible for that, for starters. That's just for starters. I don't see, I don't know what to say about the first attorney. I don't know how long they've been with her. I don't know. But, I mean, I don't see them at least getting checked out for what all they can be held accountable for. But this group here, yeah, it was, they stayed too long. Way too long. I don't think Tiffany's been taking much of their advisement. So it's like, at what point do you do what he did just in this letter? What point do you do that? And I think it should have been done way before that. I mean, if the other law firm just left in December and they've been with her, let's say we can try to guess maybe January until now. I mean, that's a few months. It don't even take a month. I mean, this is what they do. So coming in the door, within the first few days, or to be nice, give them a week. They're gonna already see off top. Oh, whoa, wait. This you can't do. This you can't do. This is illegal. We're gonna have to fix this. This, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to get in trouble for this. Why set yourself up for unnecessary issues? Like, no. You need to make sure they have an attorney. You need to make sure you're giving them what they're asking for. You need to blah, 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 blah. She's not listening. And did he not say he don't have adequate representation? I mean, defense for her? Or was that the first ones? I know the first one was saying because she doesn't cooperate, but I believe they were saying, I know they said she doesn't have a defense if she were to continue. Oh yeah, in recent cases, there has been a struggle to find qualified municipal defense firms for the TPA. Man, okay, we gotta look up TPA. Hold on. Oh, well, okay, it was basic. I guess I was just thinking too deeply into it. Okay, so it's just a third-party administrator. An individual that handles the claims, the processing, and the reporting components of a self-funded health benefits plan, as an employer considers or maintains a self-funded health plan program. They typically engage the service of a TPA. Okay, a company that provides operational services such as claims processing and employee benefits management. So, of course, not just in health care or whatever. And this one here specifically says self-funded. But okay, they said that above too. So when they say an example of a TPA, a hospital or a health provider or organization that sets up its own health plan will often outsource the administrative responsibilities to a third party. So when I ask myself, do I think that she may have been, what's the word I'm looking for? Not cooperative when advised to even have a TPA in the first place? Because we don't know that she had one, right? I don't know if y'all know, but given what I have here, I don't know that. She hasn't really been cooperative with much else, but it says here, a con of having a TPA would be giving up control of a project can be difficult. Having a third party means relying on it to complete a project to your level of standards. her level of standards. And with guidance, if you foresee a project needing a lot of hands-on guidance and internal knowledge, it may be better to work on the project internally. Okay, so they're saying that it has been a struggle in recent cases to find a qualified municipal defense firm by the TPA and insurer. That's a huge problem. So I don't know who would be that third party administrator he's speaking of, but without these things being successfully intact, you don't even know if you're staying in compliance. It's kind of like, dang. So I just kind of made my own self look silly because I'm getting on Tiffany saying that she should have advised the lady, or maybe even the other guy, the candy shop, where they could go to get the proper person to build their to design their redevelopment plans. I know they don't just go get an architect for that, because they have to specifically repair certain things and get things up to code. I don't know what's all in their paperwork, so I know that there's probably somebody else that does draw up plans, but they're gonna know to look at whatever they're requesting for them to get right and up to code, and then draw the plans specifically, making sure that they've have meet those requirements, instead of just designing something or whatever. Like, oh, we're gonna put in a new bathroom, but I already know the health codes for that and all that. Tiffany is not capable of doing that, clearly. Not even just directing her. I mean, and you the big shot, so you can ask somebody, or tell somebody, hey, give me this information. Who are we supposed to? Because she's supposed to know, as mayor. Who is she supposed to get to help her draw the plans up, so I can tell her? She won't even do that for herself. Because if you don't have these people in place and you're not necessarily listening to your attorney, then you don't even know if you're in compliance with pretty much anything. And then from what we know about what happened in Vegas, how that was handled, that's way out of line. We just gonna assume it's true. It's alleged information, but then it said in Alexis's case, they were covering up stuff, changing information, like when it wasn't necessarily necessary. That's dumb, but I can see her being the dumbest of the dumbest. Imagine this is applied across the board to everything, literally. That means in all of these cases here, there's going to be a whole bunch of things found that were just totally out of compliance. Like literal things that, you cannot do that. We have seen too many things that she can't do, but she's clearly doing. Which leads us to believe that the things that we hear her being accused of, that we don't necessarily know for sure she did, haven't necessarily seen her do, but we pretty much believe that whatever they say she did that shit. I don't even think she even try to go by any rules. When you got all these people saying, we've put in our formal request for this information and she's not giving it. I mean, you can't do that. You can't do that, but you're telling everybody, come to me. Like, something is wrong here. Something is really wrong here. I mean, I'm generally patient, but I'm starting to become anxious to get further along in this, which is going to take nothing but patience, because this is just going to play itself out. And who knows, it could be a few years down the road before we really start to see, some court proceedings play out to where she's being tried on things. So we can start to get some more information and answers. Like, what you do here? What you do that? What you do with this money? What was she doing over here? Like, what was this? What was that? But we all know it's going to be a bunch of, wildness, madness, just extreme. She's an extremist. There it is. She's an extremist. He said in recent cases there has been a struggle to find a qualified municipal defense firm by the TPA and the insurer. Okay? So if I were to read that in a way that I think it should be read, he's saying that before they got them, I don't know how long they've been with him, but they had a struggle to find the qualified municipal defense firm and insurer. So what's the insurance, guys? Y'all would know this. Have they been changed recently? Because that happens too, for one reason or another. A guy I was doing business with, in just a matter of, I want to say, a week or 2 weeks, he was like, oh, we got to redraw up these contracts, blah, 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 because I'm with a different insurance company. And I'm like, who switches insurance companies? So I didn't even ask why or whatever. But, I mean, it happens. Either if you're not going to be happy with them, that should have been foreseen and you not get with them. And generally, it's not that hard. You know what they charging. You done your research on them. So, you rocking with them. And a lot of times you get with an insurance place and you stay with them for a long time. I mean, I do. Now they can get wild with a situation or with their charges, and they're not willing to. There's no middle ground there, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna look around, and you move from there. But other than that, y'all got a good relationship. They know you. They know your stuff. Quick and easy. In any situation, call them right on up. They know exactly what to do. So it looks like they may have been having issues staying properly insured and being within compliance. Which we know the compliance part definitely is probably true. But the insured part is probably going to be a problem. Because if she's already in excess on this one charge, man, I can't believe this. This is the part this is the part where my brain is just like, you gotta be kidding me. You know, that's one case. And say this is a new insurance relationship. The insurance company is going to know about where the case is headed. And according to the law firm, at this point, the case is headed to it already being in excess of the policy. In normal cases, that probably could be negotiated where y'all can continue to do business. Especially if they know you're good for the money. But in this case, I don't see it. Exceeding the insurance policy coverage amount by $20 million? More than 20 million, because it says more than 20 million in excess, and that's just one case. That by itself would be a problem, and it would be a problem if you're a fairly new client. Then you have, from what we can see, like 22 more cases. 21, 22, something like that. No, you can drop. Can you imagine the price of those premiums? If they're being paid like they should with her record. So at this point, do they still have insurance? That's something y'all gonna want to know. Because when you look at these people needing a settlement on these cases, which nobody's going to deny them what they deserve. You can't change what they went through, regardless. Where's that going to come from? Wow, okay. So there's that. That's the end of my program, y'all. I done did one of those long live streams, huh? Boy, Tiffany, this stuff right here, you just have to, you have to work through it so your brain can catch up. Because my brain be like, ain't nobody out here this dumb. What book is that you reading? Go put that down. That's a bunch of mess right there. We don't read stuff like that. But this is real life. In real life. If you know, you know. Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. Share this out. This Tiffany right here. This is your girl. Hey, before I leave, I'm gonna read this last part one more time. We just gonna read through it, and I'm gonna leave y'all with that. It's gonna be like your little bedtime story, okay? So he says, please note that number 1, number 8, number 12, and number 19 are all personal injury and are constitutional cases that involve serious injury or unalivement. For example, 12 and 18 are both jail/self-unalivement by hanging cases. 8 and 19 are officer-involved pow-pows, wrongful decease, causes of action. In case you're coming from Facebook or somewhere and you don't get it, YouTube got us talking like this. Yeah. All right, so in recent cases, there has been a struggle to find qualified municipal defense firms for the TPA by the TPA and insurer. And who is the TPA? Is it Keith? I mean, that's another question, because the TPA kind of has a pretty important job, and you can't just be no regular advisor. You got to make sure she's standing in within policy. You know, she's standing on code. And y'all can play that game or whatever, but I don't see somebody who is just a little hustler and a little scammer himself being able to properly advise me in such a position to where I'm sure when I'm making a move whether or not this is something I can legally do or not. Which we get it that she likely doesn't really care, but you don't want to be just stupid. Like, you want to, okay, how much of a risk is it? Like, how bad is it? Like, how much out of compliance is it? Like, you can't even say it, but you have to, because think about it. She gonna step out of code anyway. Just as a base. But you want to have somebody to say, yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That it is, no, you don't want to go there. And this combined with this that you already got going on, it's going to quickly put you out there. You know, something like that. Wouldn't it make sense to make sure you have somebody to keep you from going too far off the edge? I mean, because there's a difference in getting 5-10 years. There's a difference in getting, 20 years. And there's a difference in between getting some life sentences. There's a difference in being able to plea bargain. Or probation, charge the fee, something like that. You want to make sure it's not going to be, you ain't going to be no old lady coming out of there, or not really coming out of there at all. Clearly, she don't have a problem going in there. I mean, clearly, but hey, I don't know. This thing gonna give me nightmares. Okay? So, no one wants to represent the village. And that's crazy, because he's sitting up here talking about the village. I mean, I'm getting offended. Like, why are you saying the village? The village don't know nothing about this. The village don't have nothing to do with this. You should be talking about Tiffany, because at the end of the day, when this is over with, it's the village. Tiffany did it, but it's done. It's the village. It's done under the village. Speaking of which, man, forget reading the rest of this. Y'all done already. Y'all gotta start figuring out what kind of representation you're gonna get. I don't see leaving this just in the hands of a DA. I don't know if this is a conversation y'all had, but y'all need a attorney to represent you to the DA and in these cases, because I don't know how much of this can be separated from the village, if any. I don't know that anybody's gonna make it their business to care about that. Then you gotta discuss who's gonna possibly take her place and whomever else place that needs to be replaced. But, her place is the most important right now. That's a huge decision too. Because that person, boy, they're going to have to understand y'all having PTSD. And, yeah. Will they even be capable of coming behind something like this? I mean, who is capable of coming behind? Who would even want to? Who would want to take on? If somebody is volunteering, I ain't gonna lie, to take y'all on and be your supervisor or your mayor after this, I would check them and check them again and check them again. I'm talking about hiring people. Because ain't nobody in their right mind gonna volunteer to have to try and figure out how to begin to recover from this when it's not even necessarily possible while they're serving. But how they start to clean up matters. But, look at what they possibly will have to go through while doing it. You're not just doing your job. You got to try to do your job with all of these handicaps, setbacks, and being this much in debt. This is ridiculous. Yeah. I can't see no other way than her doing some serious prison time. I'm looking at this last paragraph, and it's just the village. The village already paid. The village. Okay, no one wants to represent the village. The village already has a $33.5 million judgment against it that the previous administration and the board ignored. Pleased to settle within policy limits. Previous administration? Is this Frank's? Huh? He said previous administration. I didn't catch that the first time. Is this Frank's? And it's still not taken care of? Wow, it says the previous administration and the board ignored pleas to settle within policy limits. This is just impossible to comprehend. Okay, where the village's best hope is that the jury verdict be reversed on appeal. So I guess they're either trying to appeal it, in the process of appealing it, or have expressed desires to appeal it. Has the appeal date expired? I guess not. But this was supposed to be with Frank's administration? So maybe the appeal has been filed. It just hasn't gone to court yet. In order for this to belong to Frank. Did y'all know about this? Because why would anybody, much less if what he's saying is factual, all of these people ignore pleas to settle within policy limits? They're giving you the best advice you can get. You don't know better than them. It's not possible. Whatever plan you come up with, this is going to be your best bet right here. And it's a sweet deal. You better take it. Come on, y'all. It's within the policy limits. Then you tackle the other ones. And still hope that you can be insured and represented. Amen. Okay, well, if that is unsuccessful, the village will owe more than $20 million in excess of insurance policy limits in that case alone. And there, even if there was a possibility to get another insurance company to cover, it won't be a better policy than last time. That's for sure. And the price is going to be out of this world. In the history of not paying, I mean, I do hope y'all are really working hard to consider all of these things. These are some real nuggets here. Who could possibly be a replacement? Because somebody has to have the position. If they came and got Tiffany tomorrow, what would y'all do? You know? Finding out if you're, you know, all the other needs are met as far as being insured, having the proper TPA. Because those are things that are gonna have to be had, you know, and looking for representation. Yeah, and what you're thinking, raising money. Yep, raising money. Yard sales, cake sales. Everybody eyes on y'all right now. I'm pretty sure people will come and support. I haven't seen a rally, but I know people came from other places to support y'all. I saw people saying, let me buy a t-shirt. So, yeah, now is the time to get people to, support and donate. You gotta, I would have just, an initial appointment of somebody who's good at writing up, any type of proposal or whatever, and have them word things very good and explain that, all of these things are happening, but while they're happening, you guys have to start focusing on how you're going to move forward from here and possibly recover. And I think your best bet, and it's just my opinion, you can do what you want, but I think your best bet of recovery, of having the best recovery, is to have legal representation. This ain't no time for no court-appointed lawyer. I mean, y'all know, I'm making a little jokey joke, but yeah, because you have all these other things that you probably still have yet to understand, to consider, that are going to come about, and you're going to want to make sure your best interest is met, because as it stands, this is damage to the village, not just Tiffany. This is damage to the village. And when you're looking at it almost being impossible for you guys to be insured, it's no way to, you can't even operate like that. Nobody can force anybody to insure you, but you can't operate without it. And you definitely gonna have legal representation and advisement outside of just getting through this part. But as how it should already be currently, but it's not. So somebody's gonna have to, be the one. That ain't gonna come cheap. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I would repurpose my city and my town, Thornton and Dolton. Y'all might want to consider working together, you know, having these secret squirrel meetings and collectively repurposing yourselves and repackaging yourselves so that you can win the hearts of America. You know, Flint about to get in the spotlight. Ain't no competition. I'm just telling you. Y'all know how America is. They really can't focus on but one thing at a time. It's a shame, but that's how it is. And right now is your time to because I don't think it's anybody not really getting the full picture at this point and seeing that, first of all, Tiffany gotta go. I don't think there's anybody really thinking she's gonna be able to stay at this point. And I don't think there's anybody who doesn't, you know, really see the significance of this and the damage that it's caused. But these right here is gonna really drive it home. These letters. All that other stuff, Tiffany can run her mouth, you know. Nothing's been in court. And it could be talk, whatever. But this is not talk. This is straight from the attorneys. And it's big. It's big. And when they haul her away, this is still y'all's business record. This is your reputation. This is your if this is how it was with a mayor and with a supervisor, nobody's gonna expect it to be handled as it should be or better without her being there. So it's nothing really to be in your favor right now. There's nothing appealing about being optimistic about being able to do decent business with you guys when it comes to these things, or really anything else, because she has this reputation of not all these vendors and stuff saying they didn't get paid. It's a lot of people saying they not getting paid. She's saying they, you know, the reason the board denied. I don't know what the board is saying anymore, but somewhere, somehow, the evidence will show itself. But no matter how many of them get hauled away, all this belongs to the village. All this belongs to the village. And if it's looking like this over here at Dolton, I don't know how much different it will be at Thornton. Well, when it says the previous administration, this Dolton was not Frank's. Frank was Thornton, right? Okay, so I mean, it still could have been, which is bad, you know, but this is a lot learned. Because if you're looking at the fact that you might have a judgment that came from the previous administration that was not handled, so it carried over and still wasn't handled, and now it is the very thing to set it off. It's like that. It's the very thing that's kind of put y'all in a serious bind. That how is this going to be undone? What judge can't even put a band-aid on this? I can't even see anything that they could do. The judgment, he said judgment. The judgment exists. So y'all gonna need to find out, like, what's going on here. What's this? They put in a appeal? Okay. Well, once you've already got a judgment, yeah, you know an appeal is a long shot. But if you don't have attorneys on the case, it's pretty much not gonna happen. He doesn't sound like he believes that this verdict will be overturned. He said it's at the village's best hope that the jury verdict be reversed on appeal. But he also said there were several pleas to pay it. So I'm going to assume that them pleas came from, his firm as well. The previous administration and the board ignored pleas to settle within policy limits. Which it probably wasn't handled by his firm, but he's able to, see what happened in the case. So he knows. And he knows what any decent lawyer would say. So, it doesn't look good at all. And whatever's happened done already happened, but how is it going to affect y'all? How y'all going to begin to get out of this? I just think, if y'all don't consider it really much of anything I'm saying, y'all want to have some secret squirrel meetings and just discuss it. Because I've said some things in my other videos that I'm really not, and I pretty much kind of said it here. When I say Tiffany, it's as far as who all's probably gonna have to pay for all of these things, it's gonna pretty much stop at Tiffany, regardless of there being someone else above her involved. That's my belief. So my belief is A, this isn't just Tiffany. B, it's not gonna really turn out like people think. C, people aren't really gonna even really understand how it's gonna turn out, because that's just how things go. So it's really not even important. It's just that, these people get taken out of there, and hopefully they get them all and don't purposely leave none, which that's probably gonna happen, unfortunately. But getting a lawyer, regardless of how it looked for the pockets, unless you plan on moving, it's your home. And it just looked to me like somebody else wanted. It just looked to me like somebody else wanted. Was it the lake? Was it the lake, or was it the park that got sold that shouldn't have been sold? I think it was the lake in Flint, and it was the park with y'all. But just the whole thing, that's what I see. That's what I've been seeing. And this right here, I'm sold. I'm sold. If you really think about it, it's next to impossible for y'all to really be able to, in a normal setting, try to pick up where she left off and try to clean up and heal. it's not necessarily something that's really viable, no matter how you slice it. So I wouldn't leave this just to prosecution. I would get I would reach out. I mean, y'all can discuss it. You're gonna have to, raise money, come up with money and stuff like that, but then it's about who you get. So I would also be looking to see if you can get some of them I don't know what they call themselves these days, but somebody that would come in a situation like this. I know a lot of them, I don't know their names, because Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton is pretty much retired at this point. I'm talking about the ones that's they new replacements, those guys. I think they only really come when you have somebody was taken, let's say by the cops. Looks like you got a couple of those going on, so you qualify. While we at it, let's see what we can get straightened up. What we can get, kind of, fixed up so we'll have a fighting chance somehow. And you can, and hopefully, you'll find who you need to find to take a place. And y'all gonna have to be sharp. Y'all gonna have to be sharp. Y'all gonna have to be sharp. Cause this type of destruction, yeah. It only adds up to one thing for me. You won't be the first, won't be the last, but you're not exempt. So it's on y'all. It's on y'all. We'll be interested to see how this goes. Y'all hit that like.